Sprain fracture of the lower jaw, avulsion of the frontal bone and thoracic vertebrae, damage to the jugular ligament, rupture of the brachial and femoral muscles, and first-degree burns over the entire body. To top it off, he's in a coma. That's the price he paid for failing his mission. He may never regain consciousness again. Don't feel too bad. Yes, you did fail in attacking the agency and capturing the were-tiger, and you allowed the transport ship to sink. But you all did your best in the end, did you not? Effort is what's important. Results come second, don't you agree? Oh yes, the remnants of the group Octogawa annihilated. Karma Transit. Apparently they're regrouping. I assume they want revenge. Listen to me. The Mafia is a business which employs violence as its currency. It's allowed to desire and kill as it chooses. Retaliation must be weighed in terms of expenditure and liability. Indeed, he is competent. His level of violence is high even by our standards. But what about yourself? Tell me, Higuchi, have you ever felt that you were truly suited for this job? Don't do it, kid. Face your enemy. I wouldn't advise escaping in this situation. Assuming you're willing to trust the words of a simple neighborhood physician, of course. If we're to believe that girl's words, you'll forget everything once you leave through that door. You won't remember the enemy's guile or your friends being in danger, leaving you completely vulnerable. Let me teach you something. Using game theory, the optimal strategy is to launch a total counteroffensive, catching your opponent by surprise. Then you crush your enemy. An arrogant opponent is likely to make the biggest mistakes. And if I heard correctly, those friends of yours behind that door, didn't they work hard to find you when you were kidnapped? Yes, I think that's your best option. Why don't you try it? It's hopeless. I'm afraid you've already lost. Look at the door. Oh, Elise, there you are! Are you okay? Where have you been? I was so worried. You just up and vanished! That's so cruel, Elise! You're lucky you're so cute! Ex-doctor. I'm just a simple old man in charge of a small group now. Remember, an optimal solution exists in any situation, regardless of the difficulty. You must not forget that, especially in times of confusion. Farewell! I had a good time today. Though I must admit, I really wanted to use my ability to decimate my enemies like I used to. Hey now! That may be true, but... So this is a guild assassin. Apparently the agency isn't the only one in a skirmish with the guild. It seems I should take my own advice. We need an optimal solution. The agency and the guild. Those who dare to oppose us and incur our wrath will die. Now then, to begin. Nothing you hear leaves this room. Understand? Well, never mind. I called you here for a singular reason. I'd like you to find someone for me. I've heard good things about you. I personally wanted to ask you to carry out this job. The missing subject in question is Intelligence Officer Ango Sakaguchi. Our sources say he was reported to be missing as of last night. It seems he never even made it home. Whether he vanished of his own free will, or he was taken away by brute force, we still cannot say for certain. As you well know, his position gave him access to sensitive information. Such knowledge could be used to decimate us if sold to rival organizations. However, taking that element out of the equation, Ango is still a valuable employee. If something has happened to him, I wish to help. Take this with you. It's a silver oracle. If you show this to anyone in the organization, including executives, you will receive assistance. Speaking of executives, I understand you have a personal relationship with Dazai. It seems friendship surpasses hierarchy. His capabilities are astounding. I'm sure in 5 years or so, he'll have assassinated me and taken the throne for himself. One more thing. I understand that for as long as you've been with us, you've never killed anyone with that gun of yours. Why is that? Not at all. It's just simple curiosity. Very well. You may go. I hope that you will soon bring me good news. Appreciate your invitation. How does it feel to be back at your original post? My darling Elise wanted me to bring back some ice cream for her. Any good suggestions as a government employee, Chief Taneda? I have no qualms regarding the first request. The second one is a bit more difficult, however. After all, they certainly are quite a terrifying bunch. Well, can you make it worth our while? Well, if it isn't Dazai, how rare of you to come visit. Very well, permission granted. But first, may I ask why you're doing this? I understand what you're saying, but I very much doubt Oda has any intention of being saved by anyone. I don't believe you disagree. Listen, Dazai. As the leader here, I am both the pinnacle of this organization as well as its servant. For the sake of our survival, I must make whatever sacrifices are necessary, no matter the cost. Where do you think you're going? Our conversation isn't over yet. Stay a while. Correct. As a result, we now possess this very coveted permit. This practically legalizes a great many of our activities, giving our people a safe haven, while Oda tidies up the loose ends at the cost of his life. This is a true victory. Yet telling by your face, you don't seem to be happy about it. Just a moment. You're not leaving quite yet. Explain yourself. What possible benefit is there in going to his aid now? What makes you so certain? In the same fashion, I believe you have nothing to gain by defying me and rushing to his side.